Hi, Amir. Thank you for your essays. And now let's have a look at your letter about the English and Homestay program. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, I'm writing with regard to my travel to the UK for an English and Homestay program. For the English and Homestay program, and you need to capitalize Homestay as well. Okay. Okay. In this case, in the task, it's slightly different. So this should be for the. I hold an MBA degree and I have been working as the marketing manager of an international company for 3 years. Now I want to apply to a university in London. As you may know, we should be able to speak English well. If you want to be admitted to a prestigious university, so I decided to improve my English proficiency by using this program. Great paragraph. I could only suggest that you combine these sentences and you can keep your so, or you can say this is why, or this is the reason why I decided to. Okay, great. Okay, I have a weird feeling that this sentence could be combined with the first one as well, just to add better proof of the fact that you can handle complex sentence structure. But again, this is disputable. I would really appreciate that if you could tell me about the weather in London. Should I bring warm clothes with me? And would you please tell me how much it costs? Not how much does it cost, how much it costs, because this is not a question, it's a question inside a request. To stay in the UK for 2 months, I would be grateful if you could give me some details of the costs of my stay there, including the transportation and the cost of food. I wouldn't use costs this much, including the let's say prices for transportation and food. Yes. Okay. Simple and clear, appropriate. Yes, you're answering the question. Perhaps a bit more detail would be perfect. But this is a very nice paragraph. My flight to London is on the 3rd of June at 11 p.m. So I think that I will be at your place before 5 p.m. I hope the flight is not postponed. Yes, that's a great hope for all of us using planes. I look forward to seeing you soon. Yours sincerely, Amir Rahimi. Okay, great letter. The only thing I could suggest is perhaps using some linking words and expressions such to somehow organize the pace of your letter. First, as for first, I would like, let's say, I would like to ask you about, let's say, certain things as for the UK. I would really appreciate, and then you go on. Second, as for my arrival details, my flight to London is, and so on and so forth, and so on. So these first and second cohesive devices help us to move on effortlessly through the stages of your, let's say, asking questions, requesting information, asking for various things, and so on. Anyway, this is a great letter. You're asking the question almost perfectly. The only thing I could suggest is perhaps add a bit more details to the second paragraph. But again, I'm being very picky. But this is a very nice letter. Now let's have a look at the essay. International marketing, right? People have different views about whether international marketing is advantageous or not. Some people believe that it is an intrusion into the society in question, while others believe that this form of marketing can educate the community and spread ideas, language, and culture. Okay, this is taken directly from the task. Just remember, if you're going to take whole expressions or parts of sentences from the task, this wording, these words are going to be deducted from your total word count. And it's good if you have a bit more. but always try to say things in your own words. This shows that you have a range of vocabulary to use. As a result of international marketing, people may prefer to buy international brands instead of their local products. This is because some of these brands offer higher quality. You don't need the higher quality products compared with the local ones. Now, if you keep saying product 1, product 2, product 3, again, this shows that you don't really have a range of vocabulary. Try not to repeat yourself and use synonyms, appropriate synonyms. Therefore, local companies may lose their customers, find it difficult to make profit, and go bankrupt. And finally, and in the end, they will become bankrupt. Okay. So they may fire their employees. Why so? You can say, as a result of this, they may need to fire or to dismiss their employees, which can lead to a higher unemployment rate in the local communities where international brands are selling their products again. For example, when you don't need to capitalize here, when Adidas shoes are advertised and sold in a country, local people may prefer to buy these shoes instead of the shoes which are produced by the local manufacturers. Therefore, national marketing seems to be an intrusion into the country in question. Okay, this is a very nice paragraph in terms of arguments and development. But you are perfectly arguing, explaining, and exemplifying and concluding on something which is not quite the answer to this question. International marketing in this context should be interpreted as advertising. You see, it is an economical form of education because it spreads ideas, language, and culture. It's not about trade. What you have commented is international trade or sales or commerce. Do not confuse the word market with the word marketing, right? Marketing is putting the product on the market and advertising it. So you are going off topic a bit, and this means that you will unfortunately, under real exam conditions, you will unfortunately lose points for task achievement, but your idea is clear, your examples are appropriate, and your language use is really nice. Still, let's go on. However, most international businesses can have various positive effects on the societies in which the products are sold or the services are offered. Yes, you see, this is about selling products or services. So this is not about advertising and informing. Like a possible perspective, correct perspective on this topic would have been, let's say, about an advertising which would be, let's say, completely inappropriate in a country. It's like, for example, let's say, inappropriate or unusual, let's say, advertising a brand of cars driven by women in a country where women are not allowed to have a driver's license, which would be a contradiction and even, let's say, socially inappropriate. So on the one hand, it's educating the society about the fact that, look at that, women can drive and women can drive fancy cars. But on the other hand, oh wait, our women are not allowed to drive, so this is not a good idea at all for people to see. So this kind of thing. Let's get back to your essay. For instance, Google is one of the most valuable international brands in the world. I wouldn't call it a brand, you know. And many people around the world use its services like Google Maps and Google Translate. When people use Google.com, they can read the latest articles about various cultures in English. So people may become familiar with different cultures, learn about a wide range of subjects, and improve their English skills. Therefore, international brands like Google can dramatically improve our societies. I would say this is a nice attempt to provide an appropriate example, but unfortunately, one, Google cannot be called a brand, right? Yeah, I think Google is not really a brand. And two, not everyone, I mean, you really have to search for the latest articles about various culture to get them, let alone in English. So despite the fact that this argument looks good on the outside, it is easily refutable and it can be taken down. And this means that it won't work as an argument, unfortunately. Yet, the logic of the paragraph is correct. Yes, you're trying to bring your argument, support it with ideas, give examples, and conclude. Yes, as a practice paragraph, it works. But again, technically, Google is not a very good example, even in the context of international trade. Sorry about that. It's not me, it's the logic. In conclusion, although international marketing may increase the unemployment rate in some countries, I believe that this form of marketing can be greatly beneficial to our communities because of one and two, or because of one, two, and three, right? You really have to conclude on your main argument that you have explored in your body paragraphs. And this needs to be put in the conclusion. So, don't worry, this is a very typical, let's say, mistake that a lot of IELTS candidates make. This is easily correctable. And just in case you're interested in improving your ability to interpret a topic, plan your essay, develop your argument using your language, fixing the use of vocabulary and grammar, have a look at the link at the end of my feedback email and discover that we have a very, very efficient online course that can teach you all these things. So have a look, explore, and remember, if you sign up for the full course in the next 24 hours, you will get 2 essay corrections for free and a $10 discount. And apart from that, the best part is that you get a lot of practice, useful feedback in a very short time, and the speed at which you can improve based on that based on that feedback is actually quite impressive, and hundreds of our students can confirm that. So have a look. This is it. All the best of luck, and hoping to see more of your essays.